Memphis Wrestling is brought to you by Career Path Training, Dunn's Transmissions, and by Hayes Body Shop.
Back on again this week, Memphis Wrestling Prime Time. A big night coming up tonight, Lance. We got another interview with WWE superstar Jazz coming up tonight. We got Jazz, we got the Insane Clowns coming up tonight. The Moondog Cujo and Moondog Fifi. Got some highlights on Memphis Grizzlies mascot Grizz. Coco Beware is here. Jerry the King Lawler and Hollywood Hulk Hogan with a big announcement. Stay tuned. Back here tonight on Memphis Wrestling Prime Time. Hello again, everybody. Corey Macklin at ringside. Back this week with Lance Russell.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, delighted to be here and appreciate all of the great wrestling fans, not only here but around the world. I have found out that are watching Memphis Wrestling. We're glad to be here, Corey, and I'm looking forward to some of these big, outstanding matches.
Well, we are pleased to have you back again this week on Memphis Wrestling Prime Time, right here at the ringside. Lance, we got big night tonight because we're going to be talking about Jerry the King Lawler, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and not only are we talking, but we're going to be able to tell you when and where it's all going to take place.
I got to tell you, there's been a lot of talking going down on the internet and all over this country about the fact. Right, everybody's saying, is that really going to happen? Right?
Yeah.
It's really going to happen.
Let me tell you how close we are. It's closer and closer and closer. We got the stamp of approval this past week from the mayor of Memphis, Mayor W.W. Harrington, and we're going to tell you what the mayor has thrown in to help make this thing happen with the King and Hulk Hogan. We better take a time out and talk about this a little bit later on.
Hey, I hope we get a chance to
We
talk
got
about
wrestling action, Too Cool 2 in the ring when we come back. Here tonight on Memphis Wrestling Prime Time. Stay there.
Milano Men's Apparel is the best place in Memphis for quality designer men's clothing at great prices. You'll find name brand suits from Zanetti, Giglio, Sean John, and Fubu. For Easter, choose a Steve Harvey suit or Steve Harvey design from just $149. Other suits that were $250 now only $79. Milano has David Eden crocodile and lizard shoes at the amazing price of $169, as well as $85 leather shoes at $39. That's Milano now with 3 locations: the Commons of Wolf Chase, Hickory Ridge, and Southland Mall with big and tall to size 72.
Hey, let me show you this one.
Whoa! No! I think I broke my transmission.
Is your transmission broken?
Oh!
Dunn's Transmissions will give you the proper diagnosis of your transmission before making a recommendation. Then, Dunn's trained professionals make sure the job is done right.
Boy, is my transmission feeling better. If you need your transmission fixed, go to Dunn's for a done deal.
Welcome to Captain D.
Memphis Wrestling Prime Time back tonight, and I tell you what I want to do right now is I want to call out Lance tonight. In just a couple of weeks, Lance, we've got Sam's Town River Palace Arena. Friday the 13th, buddy, is cracking up to be a big, big night down there.
I want to tell you everything that I'd heard about it last week that you got coming in there. Whoa! All we can do is talk about Big Show.
I'm telling you, well, one of the bouts is Southern Tag Team titles at stake, Lance. The champions, Too Cool 2, are going to defend the belts against the world's greatest tag team. Talking about Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas. WWE superstars are coming into Memphis Wrestling, and they're challenging for the tag team titles coming up Friday the 13th at Sam's Town.
What's up, Shorty? Listen up, Lance. You know what's funny out here is it's funny that all these WWE guys keep trying to come to Memphis, keep trying to come to Tunica, Sam's Town, and take our titles.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of guys right there. They're on their way. The world's greatest tag team.
How can you call yourself the world's greatest tag team when you've never came to Memphis and represented in the 901 and 731 area code?
Well, you know, that's one of the nice things about a match where you're going one-on-one with each other. Big tag match. Somebody is going to be made out alive.
Hey, Lance, I got all respect and word for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no respect for Shorty here. You know what I'm saying? He's a hater. He's a hater. He's a hater. That's what he is. He's a hater. But what I'm saying, when you come to the 662-901-731, it don't matter, dog. We're going to rep our hood, and we're going to keep these belts. And that right there is the business, dog. That's right. Drink on that haterade, baby.
Yeah, come on,
I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to add all those numbers together, and they may be walking out of here with a couple of belts. You keep on talking about them that way. When it came to taking on Tim and Flash in there, they really looked good last week.
I mean, Chris O'Neal and Flash Flanagan. This Flanagan can wrestle. He can stand toe-to-toe. And speaking of Flanagan and wrestling, he signed for a bout at Sam's Town. This will be a dandy. Taking on Derek King one-on-one. Mr. Personality. Some big action.
Flanagan and Derek King, huh?
Yeah, that's one of the bouts. How about Chucky signing a midget match? Chucky against Sawed-Off down there at Sam's Town. That'll be an interesting match. Boogeyman and Kamala one-on-one in a single match. Boogeyman was in here last time in tag team action. Well, there's going to be one-on-one. The big Ugandan giant Kamala taking on the Boogeyman at Sam's Town.
I tell you something about that Chucky. I know that's a movie, but that wasn't no little movie we had here last week. He scared me.
I'm telling you, that Chucky's something else. Look at O'Neal, jumps over, leaps back, shoulder block to the midsection, and leaps in behind him, comes back. Half a picture perfect is O'Neal. Flying press, crossbody, 2 count, and the crossbody doesn't stick. Only for 2. What about that wild Moondog Cujo and Moondog Fifi?
Yeah, and you tell me they are an item now.
I'm telling you, not only that, they're an item, but you're going to take a look later tonight. We're going to talk to WWE superstar Jazz. She's bringing in a partner, Rodney Mack, along with her. Bulldog Rodney Mack and Jazz are going to take on Moondog Cujo and Fifi. That'll be about and a half coming up at Sam's Town also.
Too Cool going after it right now. They've got Chris O'Neal in there in the corner. Backed up on those turnbuckles. Flash Flanagan looking for a tag.
Yeah, a little dancing and prancing from Flex and Too Cool.
You see what happens when you get in there and start that.
Whoa.
Beautiful. Got to give him credit.
Power slam, 1, that's 2, and he kicks out at 2. What a move from Flex of Too Cool, too, though. You're right. Got to give him credit for that one. What a big-time move.
And 2. And
2 count. 2's all he's able to get.
Oh, they got him in, trying to work on him. Chris being kicked, pounded by both of them. Referee Jerry Calhoun backs him out of there.
Don't know who the legal man is even in the ring there because there was no tag made. And there's Too Cool, too, working over Chris O'Neal.
Come on, Jerry.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, Calhoun, they're both switching in and out of there. But you know the ref has a tough job all the time. He has a tough. And Calhoun is one of the best in the business, I'll tell you that, Jerry Calhoun.
That's right.
Veteran referee, and you got to take your hat off to him because there's just so much to keep up with guys like this Too Cool. Whoa!
Too Cool. Down on it. Hammered both heads into the mat.
Stay tuned. Jerry the King Lawler, Hollywood, Hulk Hogan with a big announcement of the bout taking place in Memphis, Tennessee. It's going to take place right here, my friends. So I know all the fans watching us on the Fight Network in Canada and in the UK and London, they're going to be coming from all over, Lance, for that bout. I guarantee you that. The entire world will be talking about that.
No, that to be a case. Absolutely will be from everywhere.
Look at this. Here we go. O'Neal working him over. And
double whip.
Double whip, and they both go in. Too Cool's in a little bit of trouble, buddy.
I mean, to tell you, these guys are the holders of the Southern Tag Belt, and they're having their self full. Hey, there goes one of the belts. Oh, I saw it. It's Duke Flanagan laying that right hand in. Beat.
Oh, look out. He just popped him with a chain in there, Lance. 1 count. 2, he got him on a 3. And he hooked his tights in there, grabbed his tights, too.
I was getting out of the way of Flanagan over here, hammering around. I didn't see it, neither did the referee.
Ah, yeah, well, you see the chain? You see it there that time?
Yeah,
you see that?
Hey,
you're a hater.
I ain't a hater. I'm telling the truth is what I do. I'm telling the truth and stay in the church. He grabbed the chain and give it to the guy.
Absolutely.
Too Cool 2 hangs on to the belt.
I still haven't proved that they're a better team than this. We'll see.
Speaking of we'll see, I tell you who we're going to see, Lance, is going to be coming in against Too Cool 2. We got a little footage just to remind them of the WWE superstars that are on their way Friday the 13th to Sam's Town. Take a look at the world's greatest tag team. Here they are.
The world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin. We're coming to Memphis, Tennessee, and we're going to take on Too Cool 2.
Have you ever heard of Too Cool 2?
I don't even remember Too Cool 1.
Wow. But from what I understand, there's a couple of hillbilly homeboys who need to be set straight. You see, you're a couple of small-time jive turkeys who want to hang out with the big boys. You want to stomp with the big boys. So the world's greatest tag team is coming to stomp all over you.
The superstitious believe Friday the 13th to be unlucky. Well, for some who step into the ring at Sam's Town River Palace Arena on Friday, April 13th, their luck will definitely run out. Memphis Wrestling and WWE Superstars face off Friday the 13th, 8 o'clock bell time at Sam's Town River Palace Arena. Tickets on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Friday the 13th at Sam's Town.
Hi everybody, Jerry the King Lawler here, and it's time for, I guess, the big announcement. But before we get to the big announcement, we got to lead up to it. You know, we want to make this thing as exciting as possible. And you talk about excitement, you talk about wrestling, you got to come up with one name. Yeah, the King. No, not the King. Wait, let me just tell you, Hulk Hogan. As much as I hate to admit it, Hulk Hogan is without a doubt probably the biggest name that has ever been in the history of wrestling. I mean, you know, the Hulkster, Hulkamania, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, whatever you want to call him, it doesn't get any bigger than that. He has made an indelible print on this profession. And one thing a lot of people don't realize is that the Hulkster pretty much got his start right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Back before wrestling was on a worldwide stage, you know, we were doing wrestling every Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, and one day, Jerry Jarrett and I got a call from a young man named Terry Bollea out of Florida. He'd been playing in a band down there, and he wanted to get into wrestling. He came to Memphis. We took one look at the guy and said, ooh, he's got a lot of potential. We made the first music video on Terry Bollea, who, of course, wanted to wrestle as Hulk Hogan. One thing a lot of people don't realize, Jerry Jarrett and I actually co-signed for the Hulk's first car he ever had, right here in Memphis, Tennessee, and I co-signed for him. So we got a lot of history. We go way back. And then, you know, Hulk came back. After he was pretty much a big star, he came back to Memphis at the request of Jimmy Hart to face the King. And he thought he was just going to walk right over the King and vanquish me right on out of Memphis. And things didn't go the way Hulk wanted it to. He didn't get a big victory like he thought he was going to do. And as a matter of fact, he didn't look that great in that match. And I guess I got to admit, I have played the footage of that a few times over the years. And so Hulk's a little bit upset about it. Well, recently Hulk came back to Memphis with his daughter Brooke. They were down at Sam's Town to promote her new CD. And, well, a lot of people have been asking me if I'd like to go one-on-one with Hogan one more time. And I said, sure, Brooke Hogan. But that's not what's going to happen. It's going to be the Hulkster. And this is how it all came about. Tell me if you think this sounds like a challenge from Hulk Hogan down at Sam's Town.
I want to know when I'm going to get a title shot, brother. I want to know when I'm going to get booked on Memphis Wrestling because I still got a little bit of gas in this tank, brother.
Oh, you
I
got
need a title shot. I started here in Memphis, and I need to end my career in Memphis. Brother, I need a shot at King Jerry Lawler, brother. I'll beat you like I own you. I'll send you back to Hendersonville, and you'll never leave that house again. You'll be so afraid to come out once Hulk Hogan jumps on you.
Brother.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Well, I don't know about you, but that sounded like a challenge to me. And, you know, it even got furthered. I guess the Hulk and Brooke made an appearance here in Memphis at one of the local Walmarts. You know, you really hit the big time when you're appearing at Walmart. But she was out there peddling her new CD, and Hulk was alongside her, you know, signing autographs if you bought a CD. And so I think that they talked with Hulk and Brooke one more time at Walmart. Let's listen to that.
Jerry Lawler. Get ready, Jerry Lawler. Hulk Hogan's coming back to where I started. I'm taking over, and you're the first one that's going down, Lawler. You and me, we're the two greatest wrestlers in the world, and when I get the king in the center of the ring, you're going to melt like a tub of parquet margarine, brother. So what you going to do, Lawler? When I run wild on you, brother, you're out like shot. And if that Corey Macklin's on your side, I'll bust him up, too.
Yeah! Well, you know, Hulk, I thought, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I thought this was all talk. I thought this was, you know, just your way of, you were in Memphis and you would give it a little local flavor, helping to promote your daughter's CD and that sort of thing. But I began to realize that this was a little more than talk, especially when Corey Macklin, Jimmy Hart, and I met over at my house and you gave us a call and we talked to you on the phone there. And it became more serious. Let's listen to what Hulk Hogan had to say at that time.
Yeah, I don't know what, Jerry Lawler, you're sitting right there. I don't know what your motive is, but a match that we had over 25 years ago, I guess you're trying to, you know, build your career around everything I've done, because for the last 20, 25 years, every week on Memphis TV, you don't play the whole match, but you play film clips of when you and I wrestled in the Mid-South Coliseum 20-something years ago, and the only part of the match that you play is when you're punching me in the face. Why don't you play the other part of the match when I'm punching you back in the face? So the way I look at this thing, Lawler, you know, there's no reason for me to roll over and die on this thing. Why don't we get in the ring another time, brother? You know, you're still actively wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not dead yet. Why don't you and I get in the ring and straighten this thing out? And I don't care. We can do it in my backyard or your backyard.
Well, it's, you know, I have absolutely no problem with that. That's exactly why we're here tonight.
And the bout's going to take place between Jerry the King Lawler, Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
See you tomorrow, Hulkster.
All right, Corey, this thing's on you, brother. I'm going to sign it. It's up to you to put this together. Lawler, you're in a bunch of trouble.
Yeah, thanks. So at that time, the contracts were signed. All we needed was a date and a place. And of course, everybody knows the history of our arenas here in Memphis. You know, for years and years and years, the Mid-South Coliseum was the place every Monday night, wrestling at the Coliseum. It became a, you know, I mean, it was a ritual for so many wrestling fans. And the King, every Monday night of my life, wrestling in the main event at the Mid-South Coliseum. Then, of course, along came the Pyramid. Huge, 20,000, 18,000 seat arena up there, and the Coliseum sort of took a back seat, but we still had the wrestling there on Monday nights. Next, FedEx Forum appears, and all of a sudden everybody says, let's shut down the Coliseum. It's outlived its usefulness. Let's shut down the Pyramid, which of course they did. They did open the Pyramid up for one last show, and I think Bob Seger appeared there, and it was a nice tribute to the end of the Pyramid. And now the Coliseum is shut down. But what do we need? We need one more tribute to the Mid-South Coliseum. We need to open the doors to the Mid-South Coliseum one last time. And what would be a more fitting event than the event that put more people into that arena than any other event in history? That's right. More people came to see wrestling at the Mid-South Coliseum during the life of the Coliseum than Memphis State basketball, than Elvis Presley, than all the concerts. Whatever you want to talk about, wrestling drew the most fans to the Coliseum. And thanks in part to Mayor Harrington, who has apparently kind of gone over the head of the city council. They're going to open the doors one more time. April 27th, the Mid-South Coliseum is going to open up. Wrestling is going to come back to the Coliseum for one final legend show, and it's going to be headlined by Jerry the King Lawler taking on the immortal Hulk Hogan. That's right. You heard it right here. April 27th, Memphis, Tennessee, Mid-South Coliseum, the King and Hulk. Going to go at it one more time, and we're going to do our best to bring back so many of the legends that made the Mid-South Coliseum famous for wrestling all of those years. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be probably the ultimate crown, or ultimate jewel in the King's crown, and it's going to happen at the Mid-South Coliseum, April 27th. Right now, let's check out a little more from Hulk Hogan.
If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I gotta lend a hand, it don't help.
Oh, the fans in the city are excited. What news we just saw, huh? What about the news with Jerry Lawler and Hulk Hogan? Lance and I were just talking about baseball season, and my world champion St. Louis Cardinals. Can't wait to get to St. Louis to see my Cardinals. But what about Lawler and Hogan? What big news there with the King?
That's the World Series of it right there.
You can say that again.
I'm telling you, that is just something that excites you to think about.
And it's going to be right here in good old Memphis, Tennessee.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you somebody else that may not be happy about it, but, he's never lost for words. Let's go ahead and get him out here now and talk about what he's got coming up. And we got tag team action coming up in the ring in a moment. A couple of guys that are going to be facing off against each other at Samstown. Johnny Dotson and Tattoo are going to be teaming up together here in just a moment. Yeah.
Just 2 weeks in a row you got Banana Nose back here behind you? Listen, and nobody cares about the St. Louis Cardinals or anything like that. And nobody cares about the World Series of matches with Hogan and Lawler. Listen, all week long, I've been home on MySpace, and every time I get on MySpace, I see this picture right here. I see this face right here.
Bet you do.
Not only do I see it on MySpace, I was at Taco Bell the other day. I was in the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and you know what I saw? This face right here. I'd shut your mouth right now. And then I was laying asleep last night, and I woke up and sweat and everything. You know what I saw? This face right here. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Corey Macklin. I want to know who's behind this face, and I know, Lance, you probably got something to do with this. And when I find out, I'm going to take this fist right here, and I'm going to knock it around because let me tell you something. Derek King is not afraid.
What the heck? I thought I had my suit on fire. What is that?
Why are you playing with fire?
Corey Macklin, I'm going to find that out and play something.
Yeah.
What's that?
Hey, somebody don't like you, Derek. I hate to tell you that.
Man. Well, I tell you one thing, he's messed with the wrong person, I think, because somebody's got it out for Derek King with that mask thing. Boy, I tell you, he's talking about he wakes up and he runs for the board at Taco Bell and he sees it. Well, I don't think it's over with yet, Derek King, by a long shot.
You know that.
Referee Bill Rush headed to the ring, and this is an interesting bout coming up, Lance. The Insane Clowns. And here against Johnny Dotson and Tattoo who are going to be teaming up.
That's an interesting pairing right there.
Well, they're going to be facing each other at Samstown in a couple of weeks. Talk about an interesting pair. Look at these two guys. The Insane Clowns.
And they are.
With Rashard Devon. Bill Rush says, ring the bell. Here we go.
Johnny Dotson starting out. Look at that clown.
Ugly. Into the ropes goes Dotson. A big shoulder block as he knocks the clown down. That's Jiggles. And Jiggles swings in after him, a swing and a miss. A big kick from Dotson. Flying kick. What a good move. But what a team, Dotson and Tattoo teaming up, and they're going to be taking on each other in a couple of weeks at Samstown for the Samstown Championship.
Yeah, that makes a double reason to watch that particular match because Tattoo came through a very tough battle royal to get the right to meet Dotson for that
You're
fight.
right. He came to a tough battle royal a couple of weeks ago, and now they're going to face each other at Samstown River Palace Arena. Tattoo and Dotson. 2 count. Don't forget, get those tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets. Also, Samstown River Palace Arena. What a move.
Boy, this guy can. You're talking move. You know, that's one thing they're always talking about the scouts when they're talking about baseball players. One thing you can't teach them is speed. That's something that they're born with, and that's what this Tattoo has got.
And I'll tell you something else you can't teach, Lance, and that is Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Jerry the King Lawler. What major news with the King and Hulk Hogan. I tell you right now, fans, you want to get out there, get those tickets soon, and be right there for that action. See what's going on with Total Protection, Mr. Hughes. Oh, look at Johnny Dotson, the Samstown champion. Dotson looking good, going up to the clown over there. Going out to Jiggles, and Bobo tied up with Tattoo, the other half of the Insane Clown. Dotson whips him in, sets him up. Good move. Down goes the clown.
In the air. Johnny goes up on the turnbuckles.
Oh, he pounded away on Dodson. Oh, and Dodson nails him with a right hand. And finally able to get, oh, look at Richard with that bucket. And Bill Rush catches it.
No kidding, ringing.
Oh, they jump on Tattoo and Johnny Dodson. Nails him with that big old pot he got in there.
Man, long.
Come on, enough is enough of that. They had both of them. Oh, Richard getting powder over there, Lance. He's got a handful of... Oh, they get Richard! And there goes the Insane Clowns and... Oh, look at Dodson!
I like the way that came out.
What a flip from Tattoo! Unbelievable! Out on the floor, man! Oh, my goodness! Lance, I've got to say, what a team they make. Tattoo and Johnny Dodson, but they can't be a team because they're going to be going against each other at Samstown. Can you believe it?
Oh, that makes a very special night of action when you talk about two best friends in there. But believe me, when it comes down to that title on the line, they will be working hard to beat one another. That's all there is to that.
Speaking of working hard, I tell you, somebody else that says he's been working hard. He's taking the time out to go get a big mortgage loan on his trailer. I mean, his mansion, he said.
Yeah, his mansion. Don't forget that.
And that's the Hollywood click Jimmy Blaylock. But I will tell you this. He's done a pretty doggone good job because Friday the 13th, he's got the big Ugandan giant Kamala coming in here. Let's get Blaylock out of here and talk to him. I don't know how he did that, but some sort of way he digged in his pocket and to get... What is he toting Chucky out of here?
Chucky
what
is
is he
out
toting?
here
Don't bring this thing out. Hey, come on.
Hey, man, don't get around here. Whoa.
Let me tell you.
I'm telling you.
Let me tell you something. You tried to rain on my parade last week, and you know it. You tried to rain on the Hollywood's Click parade. But let me tell you something right now. I am sick and tired of all the crap that goes on in this promotion, messing with the Hollywood Click. You know what? I can't believe I bring in Kamala, the Ugandan giant, then you get over and you show a clip of that stupid boogeyman. You understand? Well, I tell you one thing. Kamala, the Ugandan giant, is going to take care of Boogeyman. It's all over with the Boogeyman. Matter of fact, he might as well get on the phone right now, and Boogeyman might as well call Vince McMahon and say his career is over. It's over because once Kamala gets through with him, look at it! Quit showing that!
There he is! On his way to Samstown Friday.
He eats worms! What are you doing showing that? I hate that. You see that? Let me tell you some, we're not eating no worms. Kamala's not eating worms, and I'm not eating no worms. You can forget that. Another thing, what do you call that? Who did you have hid behind the desk last week? What was
I tell you, his name was Sawed-Off, and Sawed-Off is going to be in a midget match against your monster midget Chucky at Samstown.
Well, let me tell you something, you Sawed-Off shrimp. He hates midgets and I hate midgets. And I promise you, we will destroy every midget that comes up there that night. You know, Friday the 13th, it's all over with for you, Sawed-Off shrimp, and it's over with for the Boogeyman, too.
Well, we'll find out.
Another thing, if you keep up with this crap, hiding stuff behind the desk and showing those tapes, it might be me and you in the ring. You understand?
Keep your hands off of me, Blaylock.
I hate you.
Get that little thing back, I'm telling you. You better get him. They'll find him hanging up in the tree somewhere if he keep coming over here. He ain't that big a fool. Keep him away from behind this desk, I'm telling you, Blaylock.
There we go.
Take a break. Get a timeout. Better tote him out of here. We'll be back.
Friday the 13th to be unlucky. Well, for some who step into the ring at Samstown River Palace Arena on Friday, April 13th, their luck will definitely run out. Memphis Wrestling and WWE Superstars face off Friday the 13th, 8 o'clock bell time at Samstown River Palace Arena. Tickets on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Friday the 13th at Samstown.
Milano Men's Apparel is the best place in Memphis.
Good time today, and with good reason, too. Some great wrestling going down.
Big night tonight.
Last week, we had the first opportunity to see one that Corey made down in Louisiana with former women's champion Jazz, and you have the opportunity to come back again this week here.
And
another interview with her.
Come back again this week, yeah, another. And you know what? We failed to tell the people. Immediately following Memphis Wrestling tonight at 11. Again tonight, switch over to USA Network. The WWE induction is tonight. Hall of Fame induction with the King, 11 o'clock tonight, following Memphis Wrestling.
You do know the King is going to be inducted in, so that may be a good reason for it.
Yes.
Let's take a look right now and see Corey and Jazz.
Well, here we are back on Memphis Wrestling Prime Time tonight. We're outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. Corey Macklin, and I got WWE superstar Jazz with me. You know what? I got a little bone to pick with you.
Bring it. What's up?
You know, you were going to take me to down to Bourbon Street. What's up? What happened with that?
Man, straight up, Corey, look at you, bro. You can't handle Bourbon Street. You just don't fit in.
What you mean I don't fit in? I got just clothes. What do you have to do?
You too uppity for these people out here. We don't like people like you out here.
Uppity. Okay. All right. Well, anyway. All right. So I don't guess what I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. When you come to Memphis, I'll take you to Beale Street.
We can do it.
Okay, that's all right. Well, I'll tell you what I want to do, Jazz. I'm here tonight in the home of Jazz, WWE superstar. And, Jazz, all I want to say is that you signed an open contract last week on Memphis Wrestling. Well, you know what? Coming up, Jazz, at Sam's Town, Friday the 13th, your opponents are going to be, you're going to be in a mixed tag. It's going to be WWE stars Jazz, the Queen Bee, she likes to be called, and Rodney Mack. And taking on the other side, you're going to be facing Moondog Cujo, and along with Moondog Cujo, Moondog Fifi coming into Sam's Town Friday the 13th. Yeah, you signed the open contract. Now, what about that?
Yeah, I did sign an open contract, but you know what? It doesn't matter. You bring the Moondogs, you bring Fifi, Foo, and whoever she call herself. You bring them on Friday the 13th to Sam's Town. I'm ready for them.
All right, well, you know what? It's going to be anything goes Moondog match. Do you know what that is? That's where they bring the bones, the cans, whatever they can bring.
Yeah, you know, I remember the history of the Moondogs. I grew up watching Memphis Wrestling. Moondogs, you know what? I know you got the trash cans. You like to do it dirty. But me and Rodney Mack, we're from the dirty South as well, baby. And Friday the 13th at Sam's Town, we will do it doggy style. Now, you bring it.
Well, that's the Queen Bee, she likes to be known as Jazz. Jazz, yeah, you talk a lot of talk, but I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to be a different story when you find out what happens and what goes on down there with those Moondogs. But you know what I want to do? A little bit, next week. Can I bring somebody in here next week?
There you go. But yeah, bring whoever you want to bring.
I'm not going to bring the Moondogs down there. We're going to save the Moondog, Cujo, and Fifi for Friday the 13th at Sam's Town. Grady Watson manages the Moondogs, okay?
Okay.
Grady's with them, and I just want to bring Grady down next week with our camera crew. We'll let him sit out in the satellite truck out there until we're able to do the interview. Then I want Grady to just give you a little background history of the Moondogs. Is that all right?
That's all right. You know what? We welcome people here in Louisiana. So you let Grady come on down. I will accept him in my home.
All right. Well, there it is from Jazz. We're in the home of Jazz here down outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. Be back next week with more right here, boy.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's Jazz, the Queen Bee, she likes to be called. And she's talking about they want to do it doggy style. Well, she's going to get a chance to do it and get down with the Moondogs, Lance. Hang loose.
I got to tell you one thing, she tells it like it is when she does it. Or at least the way she thinks it is. Grady, how you doing?
Hey, Grady.
Doing fine, brother, doing fine.
Well, you got them coming in Friday the 13th. Cujo and Fifi to Sam's Town.
Corey, just let me tell you something. Jazz and Rodney Mack, they might be the WWE superstar, but they done bit off more they can chew when they mess with my Moondogs.
Well, yeah, I think they know it, too, but they said they're going to be ready. You just heard from Jazz. Now, Grady, you're going to come down with me next week and be one-on-one with Jazz.
Yes, sir, next week.
Grady Watson and the Moondogs, and there he is blowing that whistle. And watch this guy. Yeah, get him out of here. Watch out, Lance.
I'm trying.
Grady blowing the whistle and trying to keep control of these. Moondog, Cujo, and Fifi.
Some things never change. That's all I can tell you about that.
Man, I'm telling you, Sam's Town cracking up to be another good one, buddy.
Friday the 13th.
Listen, one of the things last week, Corey, I told you after the show that it was great that I got seeing a star in the making. I was really interested in seeing the Grizzlies. Grizz is something else. He has got so many moves. Look at this. Let's take a look at some of this great action and watch this guy. And the things that he does, it's hard to believe.
I'm telling you.
He's going to be meeting one of my old nemesis, that gum Coco Ware.
There he is right there. What a crazy son of a gun Coco is. And what Coco's got his hands full, but a special stipulation at Sam's Town, it's going to be Grizz. Ooh, look at that. Memphis Grizzlies mascot, they need him on the Tigers, don't they? The Grizzlies mascot, Grizz, is going to have his mask at stake. If Grizz loses at Sam's Town, he'll be unmasked, and everybody will find out exactly who the Memphis Grizzlies mascot is.
That's right. The mask comes off, and you'll know about the Memphis Grizzly when you see it happen. And on the other side of the fence is he didn't want to hear us reminded of it, but if Coco loses it, the chicken soup.
Yeah, and you know what? He's got some words. I'm glad we don't have him here in the studio tonight, but Coco Beware sit in an interview.
Yeah.
No telling what this is about.
Shucks, let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
That's right, the Huckster is coming. I'm talking about Hulk Hogan is coming to Memphis to take on Jerry Lawler. What you gonna do, brother? Well, Grizz, what you gonna do, brother, when the Birdman get hold of you? Dude, that's right. You wanna sign another match with me? With the hardcore champion? You gotta be out of your mind. But Jerry West, why don't you talk to your Grizz? But you don't care, Jerry West, because it's not you, right? But I tell you what, Grizz, you think that I'm gonna walk around Memphis, Tennessee, in my backyard, in my hometown, that I'm gonna walk around with a chicken suit on? You got to be crazy, man. Because you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna take that head of yours off of that costume. I'm gonna take it off. And then everybody's gonna see what you look like. And then you know what? You might look so damn ugly, we may have to put it back on. But that's okay, because I'm gonna burn the rest of it because it stinks. So Jerry West, you better sell your home real quick. You know what? You better sell your home. Because you won't have a Grizz no more. If he step in the ring with me down at Sam's Town, April the 13th, he's over with. He's finished once and for all. What you gonna do, brother? Yeah!
Coco, boy, I tell you. But Saturday nights is beginning to be a big night around here, man. At 11 o'clock in a few minutes, USA Network, you'll see the King inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. That's good.
Hey, we got something for him to do every week after Memphis Wrestling.
And what about Jerry Lawler and Hulk Hogan? What a big announcement that is. We'll be right back. We got tag team action in the ring right after this.
Love to talk more.
Sure Checkers has 2 drive-throughs.
All right, big night tonight on Memphis Wrestling Prime Time. Thank you at home for joining us. Corey Macklin and Lance Russell here tonight. Yeah, good to have you back.
Hey, great to be right here, my boy.
And you got to come back in a few weeks for the King and Hulk Hogan.
Oh, you know.
That's going to be
no
big.
way you're going to keep me out of here.
Yeah, well, let's go on and get Total Protection, Mr. Hughes, and New Nature Boy Kevin White out here. Talk to them for action coming up. 8-man tag team action. Stay tuned on the USA Network at 11. Immediately following Memphis Wrestling, the King inducted into WWE Hall of Fame in just a few minutes.
Well, it's another night, another week, and no Bill Dundee. Like I said before, Bill Dundee is very afraid of the legacy that I am creating with the New Nature Boy. Because me and Total Protection, we're going to be bigger than anything the Superstar could have ever been, anything Ric Flair could have ever been, anything anybody's ever been in Memphis. You're looking at them right here.
No doubt about it. Let me tell you stinking people something. Corey Macklin, you stand there like a good boy and hold that stick up high for me. Dundee, understand you got this big punk called Humongous. Well, let me tell you this, Daddy-O, I beat up the best. This man here is the New Nature Boy. This is what it's about today. And Dundee, let me tell you this. You bring him if you want to, because he's going down for the last time.
Mr. Hughes, total protection, and Kevin White, the new nature boy, calls himself.
I'll tell you one thing. If I had a $50 for every time I have heard some great big guy get up there and say that about Bill Dundee and what he's going to do to him, I'd be as rich as Corey Macklin. That's all I
yeah, right. No. Well, you'd be in trouble.
Whoa, we're off and running. This ought to be a good one, too, Corey.
Off and running, and here we go. Speaking of off and running, boy, we're off and running with that announcement. Oh, she got a poster in the crowd, and look at Kevin White runs over and grabs the... What is wrong with him?
Kay Hill in there with Kevin White. On one side of the ring, you're talking Kay Hill, and you've got Sam Shaw, and they're teaming up with the Posse. And with Mr. Hughes and Kevin White, they're teaming up with Fire and Flame.
Well, Lance the King, Jerry the King Lawler, and Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan. What news here tonight on Memphis Wrestling Primetime? Everybody's been talking about it. 2 count. It's getting closer and closer and closer.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we couldn't do it, Lance, unless you're going to be right there at ringside with me. What a historical night it's going to be, and it's going to take place right here in Memphis, Tennessee, of all places, Lance.
I'd have to tell you, I'd chase that match down. I don't know where it was in the world, but I am particularly glad that it is in the King's place. That is Memphis, Tennessee, and we're looking forward to it.
You would think that's got to be a plus for Lawler against Hulk Hogan with the King in his own backyard in Memphis, Tennessee. 1 count, Lance.
All right. Hughes grabs Hill underneath the chin. Fire and Flame.
They haven't been to the Sam's Town buffet, thank goodness.
Woo, boy.
What a good buffet at Sam's Town. I enjoyed that. Did you like that, Al?
Wow. It was
Had a good time down there, and look at this. Into the ropes he goes. Little shoulder from Kay Hill. Hill finally gets him off his feet. Dang, made on the posse. Here's little Chris. Chris giving up a bunch of weight to the fire of that Fire and Flame.
He moved him about a ½ inch, and that was it, man. He hit that huge bulk and couldn't move it. Mr. Hughes doubled him. Oh, I mean, he clubbed him.
Oh, and they take Chris and slam him into that turnbuckle. Mr. Hughes, total protection, swings, and Sam ducks, come back. Oh, and he gets Hughes off his feet.
Hooked him, he sure did.
Yeah. Hooked him with a clothesline. Uh-oh, but he's going to pay for that. He made him mad, too. Yeah, he's going to pay for that move. Hughes grabs him into the ropes, and let me tell you, this guy can go with the best of them. Talking about total protection, Mr. Hughes, that's it.
On a 1, 2, 3, and referee Jerry Calhoun says, ring the bell, and that's it.
Oh, there it is. So Mr. Hughes, Kevin White, and Fire and Flame, they get their hand raised. They get the 1, 2, 3, and there it is here on Memphis Wrestling Prime Time tonight. We'll take our time. We come back. We're just a few minutes away from the USA Network at 11 with the King inducted into the Hall of Fame, Lance.
Amen. We're looking forward to that. Hope you will be too. You did have a good day today. I thank you. We're delighted today.
What a crowd tonight, huh?
Before we get into anything else, I just want to tell you something out there, folks, and you may not have thought about this, but I have a lot because I run around and hear from a lot of guys with emails and all that kind of stuff. There's got to be 500,000 people a square inch for every one of them. They have said that you would never pull off that Hogan-Lawler match in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, I want to tell you, that's the absolute truth. I was right there among it. I could not believe that's true. I hate to tell you, it's not like a confidence in you, but that was a monumental task, and I got to say, you guys want to stay tuned for every second of listening of when it's coming up and all the whole deal and that. Corey, I thank you for it. I don't know how you did it, but to have Hulk Hogan and the King in Memphis, Tennessee is going to be too much.
Well, I thank you, Lance, for that, and I thank all these fans because I tell you, we won't be able to do it without our fans at home that watch us here tonight each and every week, and all these great people here in the studio. It's going to be a big, big night coming up with the King and Hulk Hogan. And in just a moment, switch over to USA. The King's inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And, hey, I got to thank you for joining us. How about Lance being down here with us again?
You mean I don't get to come back next week?
Please do. Please do. I'll get in my little buggy and come and get you.
Hey, listen, I wanted to remind them on the 13th, I really am sorry I had something up there because I would love to be in Sam's Town. What a card you've got lined up there.
For there, we'll tell you more about that next week. We're out of time, buddy. We got to get out of here. We only got an hour now.
See y'all.
For Lance Russ, I'm Corey Mackley. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
The superstitious believe Friday the 13th to be unlucky. Well, for some who step into the ring at Sam's Town River Palace Arena on Friday, April 13th, their luck will definitely run out. Memphis Wrestling and WWE Superstars face off Friday the 13th, 8 o'clock bell time at Sam's Town River Palace Arena. Tickets on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Friday the 13th at Sam's Town.